Bro. Don. We had to call this emergency podcast, bro. This is emergency podcast because listen, we are talking about something game changing. Instagram and Facebook ads to cost 30% more for Apple iPhone users. And I was like, who better to tap in with this breaking news and this game changing like industry like breaking news than you, bro?
Yeah, man, it's been a lot going on, a lot of different changes. It's definitely going to shake up the game for you people that love to boost posts, to get your brand out there, man. So it's definitely a huge change, and I'm surprised a lot of people aren't talking about it. To be honest with you.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, it's exactly like a lot of people are not talking about it, but we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about why it's going to cost people more money, what the experience is like, why this it's more than just costing more. You actually have to prepay for ads now, also when you boost them on the Instagram app and Facebook app. It's crazy, bro. It's like I said, game changing, but not in a good way.
Yeah, nah, man, seriously, and it's gonna affect a lot of the smaller people in the game, right? Like big corporations aren't really gonna be affected by it, but the small time entrepreneur, that person with the side hustle, local businesses that are really just trying to get their name out there, is really gonna shake up that part of the market for sure, for sure.
Bro. So let's get right into it to show people because this is something that I ran into the other day actively. Like, first off, right, this is what I experienced and what even triggered me to even look into this news. Right, I go into the Instagram app and because I was seeing in the news that it was like, hey, this is a thing that's coming, and I was like, okay, let me try to boost this post, and this is what I saw, Don. This is literally screens from my Instagram. Okay, so let's just get right into it. You see where it says paying for ads in iOS app has changed. This is the first thing I see. I'm like, okay. It says Apple service fees apply in app. You'll pay an Apple service fee on your total payment before any taxes that Apple may collect. This charge is retained by Apple, not Instagram or Meta. So first off, when you hear that, like you're like, okay, what is like, man, wait a second. Apple is really like holding a gun to Meta at this point, right?
Yeah, nah, seriously though, man. That's what it seems like. And like I've said on previous episodes, and like how I always say, it's like Apple and Facebook have this weird relationship. They always have, right? Going back to that iOS 14 update again, it affected the advertising platform just like this is. So it's like that power struggle that they have. I do understand the 30% though. I just don't really understand the timing. The timing of it is pretty weird. But yeah, man, it's just one of those things where it's just like another slap in the face to Meta, to be honest. And honestly, Meta continues to thrive though, believe it or not. Like Apple throws these little wrenches into their operation, but it seems like they're able to pivot and still capitalize off it. Now, from the research, to me, it sounds like the 30% is being charged to Meta, right? But of course, Meta is in the business to make money through the advertising platform. So of course, they're going to have to tax the users as well, right? They're not just going to take on that 30% and take it on the chin. They're going to have to pass that off to the advertiser. So again, man, it's just one of those things, man. That's unfortunate, for the small time advertiser. But I'm just curious to see, what Meta does to pivot, which they will have to.
Yeah, and going for everything you said there, I totally agree. And like going further, you see, here's the next part of it is like not only is there a service fee, but it says you'll pay for the ads before they run. Right? This is not something that's common. This, and we'll talk about how to avoid all this in a second, which is something you should have been doing a long time ago. Which Don is always an advocate of. He'll tell you just a little bit, so make sure you stay tuned. He's gonna tell you how, but it says, hey, you'll pay for ads before they run. Okay, so this is for any business owner, content creator, your personal brand, business brand, whatever. You're running ads, you need to know about this stuff, right? So they're saying, hey, you'll pay for prepaid funds to cover your ad budget. Be sure to add extra funds if you're running multiple ads or have any amounts due currently. Additional ways to pay are available on Meta ad tools. They already telling you, hey, boom, we're charging you up in front if you're doing this on the iPhone. We're charging you up front. We're holding your money up front. This is how it's going to be. We're holding your money up front. Now, if you want to avoid it, go to Meta. They're telling you that answer right there. And if you look to the right, the screenshot there, it shows you I put in a budget of $20. I said, hey, let's run this ad for $20. Look at the total though. The total estimate is $28.57. There's an Apple service charge of $8.57 just because I did it in the app, bro. That's wild.
Nah, that's crazy, man. Um, yeah, bro. It's just one of those things, man, where it's just all about profitability. You know what I mean? And like I said, I do understand like the whole surcharge because like Apple does it with other apps. You know what I mean? It's just the timing of it is kind of weird. So like for anybody that's curious as to like what in-app purchase is, because that's Apple's whole play on this. They're considering uh people boosting posts as an in-app purchase because technically you're purchasing advertising, right? You're purchasing traffic and brand awareness and things of that nature. So they're looking at that as an in-app purchase. So think of it as like something like an app like Spotify that has a free version, just like Instagram, just like Meta, right? But with Spotify, you have ads. So like if somebody doesn't want ads, then they upgrade to the premium, right? When you upgrade to the premium, now it becomes a subscription-based model, and every single month you're going to get hit with that 30% in-app charge. Another example would be gaming. Like gaming is huge on phones, right? Most games are free, but they have the ability and they give you the option to purchase coins and like little gadgets and stuff like that to enhance your experience on the game. So like that would be considered an in-app purchase. Yes, the game is free. Again, just like Meta, just like Instagram. But when you begin to purchase things, that would be considered an in-app purchase. And that's when Apple starts to charge the fee. So think of it like that. We're on Instagram, we're on Meta, the app is free. But when you begin to purchase ads, purchase attention, that's considered just like a game or just like upgrading your Spotify account. That's considered an in-app purchase. So that's why they're going to tax you. Now, again, this boosting thing has been going on for forever.
Yeah,
So
let's talk. Yeah, bro. People like, is it a? Do you think people are lazy by boosting? Do you feel like this? Let's just be honest. Are they're being lazy because they don't want to go the opposite route? And what we're going to talk about in a bit.
yeah. So I think it's a mixture of both. I do think people don't want to take the extra time out to actually making an ad account, doing the pixel and stuff like that. It's just so much easier because you're already in the app. You don't have to pull out a laptop. You can just, boost a post. I think it is that. And I also think a lot of people are unaware. You know what I mean? I run ads for a living for companies. So I would say about 60% of people that I come across, they think that boosting a post is running an ad. So I
Mm.
think a lot of it is just them being unaware as well.
So let's go back to that for a second. Let's go back because you just said something there that people need to hear again. So boosting a. So you said, hey, most people think boosting a post is running an ad. Talk
Mhm.
about that.
Yeah, so when you run an ad, right, the whole purpose of running an ad is to increase conversions, right? Now, people get confused of what a conversion is. A conversion is simply the overall goal that you want a person to take. So, for example, a sale could be a conversion, and a lot of times when we say conversions, we just think about sales. That's not necessarily true. Like a lead could be a conversion if that's the goal of a specific campaign, right? A video view can be a conversion. A click can be a conversion. The number of people that you reach can be a conversion. So that's a conversion is just whatever the objective is or whatever the goal is. So is your question like what's the difference? Do you want me to break
Yeah,
down
yeah.
the
Mm-hmm.
difference?
What's it? Yeah, like so. You say when we talk about like when you're going into, let's say, for example, the ad manager. There's it's a lot more involved than just the boost, right? Because the boost, yeah, there's certain characteristics, certain settings and stuff for the actually for, but it's nowhere near the detail level of, like you said, running an ad through the ad manager.
Exactly. I got you. I got you. Okay. Yeah. So I'll break it down. So when you boost a post, think of boosting a post as just blasting like a blast SMS or a blast email to your email list, right? So what you're doing is you're taking that piece of content and yeah, you're able to select like age and a certain demographic, maybe some interest. But what that's gonna do is just gonna boost your photo, your image, your offer, whatever it is, right? So going back to conversions, it really just depends on what your conversion is or what your goal or your objective is. So if your goal is to make money, which most people want to do, then boosting a post wouldn't be beneficial to you because that algorithm isn't meant for that. When you boost a post, it's really just for engagement, video views, and clicks. So it works really well for stuff like that. But like if you're trying to make money, then it will be more beneficial for you to go through the ads manager because now you have a lot more flexibility. You have a Facebook pixel, you have lookalike audiences, you just have a lot more tracking, a lot more targeting options, and you actually can select. It's called a campaign objective, but I call it algorithms, right? Because they all do different things. So you can select a sales objective. Going back to my whole conversion thing, right? If you want to make money, then you can tell Facebook, hey, put this ad in front of people that have the highest possibility of buying something, not just clicking on it, not just viewing it, but actually giving me money and turning into a customer. So the biggest difference between the two is if you're relying on making sales, then you should be running it through the ads manager. If you just want to boost it and get more views on your video, more comments, more shares, then go ahead and boost it. But you still would get more flexibility when you do it through the ads manager, through like retargeting and things like that. So I've always been an advocate. I've never even boosted a post, to be honest with you, but I've always been an advocate of just running it through the ads manager because of how powerful it is and how many tools that we have.
So everything you said there, and this is how you know he's a Facebook and Instagram ads expert, right? This is how you know, because when you look at this is directly from Meta, by the way. Just like he said, Meta ads, like while boosting is considered an ad still, Meta ads are created through the ads manager and offer more advanced customization solutions. Everything he just broke down there, right? While a boosted post may initially optimize for likes and comments and shares of the overall brand, which Don literally just said, to get it out there like that SMS, that blast out there, Meta ads can optimize for app install, website conversions, video views, shop orders, and more. They can also be placed across Facebook, Messenger, Instagram, Meta Audience Network, depending on the ad type. So literally everything you said, and just like, come on, like it's like, come on. I'm just saying the game is here. The game is here if you want it.
There you go, man. Live and direct.
Live and direct. And by the way, this isn't scripted. This is
I had no idea that you had that up.
I know.
Which I'm glad I was on point. So yeah, I'm actually glad that you're testing my knowledge. And just one last thing I'm gonna piggyback off of with that is I did this podcast, and this actually is where I met you, CJ, when I came to Atlanta a few years ago, and I did that podcast with Jovan. And one of the key points that I wanted to really get through on his podcast was like we have these tools and resources like these $1 million companies do, but people don't take advantage of it. Like you have a Facebook pixel that you can use that's free. You know what I mean? You have retargeting, you have custom audiences and lookalike audiences and conversion APIs. And I know this stuff sounds like gibberish, but like you have these super, super powerful tools that allow you to scale and make money a lot quicker than we ever could have done in history. So for me, going back to your question as to like why people don't boost, are they lazy or whatever? And I'm speaking to the ones that are being lazy because I can't blame people that are just unaware. But like if you are aware, but you're just like, I don't want to do it, you're really shooting yourself in the foot because you're limiting, your ability. You're limiting your potential. Because if you did just run it through the ads manager, just imagine what you could do if your content is good, if your offer is good, depending on the market that you're in. Like you could scale super, super quick if you just did it that way. So these are just $1 million tools that I feel like a lot of people just sleep on and they just don't use it for whatever reason.
Right. Come on now, listen. Like he said, we can't knock you if you don't know. And you just finding out, cool, because we're about to break it down for you. But if you knew this already and you knew about Ads Manager, then all right, cool. And you just boosted anyway, you're kind of wasting it. And here's the thing. I'm not opposed to, and that's like one of those things. I will boost a post when sometimes, but I still use the Ads Manager. I'm not saying you can't do both. And the thing is, with a boost, I might throw $10 at it here and there, and I know, hey, I'm just targeting personal trainers in Atlanta. Boom, and that's it. And I don't get specific. And it's like, hey, let me just get some extra reach on this content because the algorithm isn't in my favor right now. I'm only getting 2,000 views, and I want 5,000. Cool, I throw $5 or $10 at it, whatever. But to still get the conversions you're looking for, go through the Ads Manager, to, you know, like to the more advanced customizations that Don is talking about. So tell the people, actually, before we even give into the ads manager part, let's talk about how you can avoid the fees, right? So on the Meta Business Suite, they're telling you how to avoid the Apple service charge when boosting Facebook ads, right? So telling you straight up, hey, boost the content from facebook.com. Simple as that. Go to facebook.com, which is, you know, instead of your mobile the mobile iOS app, right? Prepay funds into your ad account on Meta from the payment settings. You can do it from the Meta Business Suite. Create ads from Meta Ads Manager. Simple as that. Do those things. You don't have to worry about this advanced fee, Don. So it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, and it's pretty much telling you exactly what we're saying is like go through the ads manager, to be honest. And yeah, if you want to boost, then just go on to Facebook.com. But yeah, just get off of the iOS operating system, honestly. And if you really are stuck on boosting and you love it so much and you don't want to pay it, then just go on Facebook.com. But I always recommend just go through the ads manager and just test it out and see how it works for you.
And for people that don't know what the ads manager looks like, this is what it looks like, Don. So when somebody looks at this, it just explains to them what they're even seeing right now. They may be like, whoa, what in the world? This is, it's a lot going on here. Tell them like kind of what they're seeing and what, you know, how this would work.
Yeah, so in a nutshell, just to keep it simple, this is pretty much, just think of it as like a dashboard, right? So when you run your campaigns, this is where you're going to set up your campaigns and also where you can analyze the data. So from here, you'll be able to see how many clicks, how many sales, how many views, click-through rates, just KPIs, cost per clicks, and stuff and things like that. You hit the green button. Once you hit the green button, you can select what kind of campaign you want to run. So to my point earlier, it really just comes down to like what your objective is, right? So you can do sales, you can do engagement, you can do brand awareness, you can do traffic if you just want to send traffic to your website. And then from there, it just comes down to the structure of the ad. But as far as this screenshot, that's just your dashboard. This is pretty much what houses all of your campaigns, and it gives you the ability to track your numbers so you know what's working and what's not.
How about this advanced production? How about this, bro? How about this? We switching screens. I'm giving you a one shotter. I'm moving two shots. Let's go, right?
I like that. That was dope. Yeah.
Hey, I had to give you your moment, bro. I had to give you your moment. Hey, but no. So yeah. And so for someone who can go into the ads manager the first time, it could be a little bit intimidating. What would you suggest to them to do? Would you suggest to them to go on YouTube and look up some stuff? Or would it just say, hey, just try some stuff? Should they just reach out to you? What should they be doing?
So you should definitely reach out to me. That's definitely shoot me a DM. I have no problem with helping people get set up. Shoot me a DM. But yeah, you can always go on YouTube. There's tons of YouTube videos on, you know, how to set up the ads and stuff like that. But what I always recommend is if you haven't done it before, make sure that your stuff is set up properly before you even run an ad. So what I mean by that is Facebook Pixel. Make sure you set up your Facebook Pixel. If you don't know what a pixel is, it's just a code that's unique to your ad account. And what you do is you take that code and you install it on the back end of your website. And what that does is any person that comes to your website, it can track the activity on your website and it feeds it back here to the screenshot that you're looking at. It'll feed it back here so that you can see how many people went to the website, your landing page. If you do like e-commerce, like what type of products they landed on. If your objective is to book calls, how many book calls you got. So that pixel allows you to track pretty much everything that goes on your website. So you want to set up your pixel, you want to set up some of your custom audiences. So I would always recommend like get your whole thing set up first. So then when you publish that ad here, now everything is being tracked because the whole purpose of running an ad anyway is to get data. So it doesn't really make sense to just go in here and publish the ad and then you can't really track it accurately and make, you know, strategic decisions. So I always recommend get all that back end stuff set up. It doesn't really take that long. And then once you do that, go ahead and set up your campaigns and then you should be good to go.
Come on now. Y'all getting the advanced production and you getting a master class right now. Y'all getting the emergency podcast master class. That's what we're doing right now.
Yep, definitely.
So for the people who are just tuning in, we're talking about basically the breaking news that right now, happening right now, Instagram and Facebook ads cost 30% more um, at least for iPhone users when you're boosting your posts in app. So what we're talking about is ways to avoid it. Simple as that. Go to facebook.com, log into the Meta ad suite, use the ad manager, and that's what we're Don is telling you about. This pretty much as simple as that, but then we're getting into the more details about what to expect when you use Ads Manager, how you should be reaching out to him for help and questions. And by the way, he got a masterclass coming up. He got one. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if we can drop too much details about it, but he got something coming for y'all.
Yep. Most
Something
definitely.
something
Yeah.
definitely coming. And I'm gonna push him on his YouTube. Y'all don't know. Behind the scenes, I'm pushing him. I'm putting him on blast right now. I'm gonna get him right. We didn't get him right with the stream. We're gonna get him on here, bro.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
So talk about why there's this whole dynamic between Meta and Apple. Like there is a constant beef between them, but like for people who don't know, you got some info on that?
Yeah, so to be honest with you, I don't really know what the root cause is between the
Mhm.
two, but it's always been this power struggle, between the two for a while, like over a decade. I know with Apple, and I don't really know, this they might not be willing to show their hand, but they say it's a whole privacy thing, right? So going back to the Facebook Pixel, Apple doesn't really like the fact that the average person like you and me, going back to my point of $1 million systems and tools that people don't take advantage of, Apple doesn't really like because they're big on quote unquote privacy, right? Even though Siri listens to everything that we do, right?
That's a
But
whole nother conversation.
a whole other conversation. But they're huge on privacy, and with Meta, they're like the number one data company, right? Or top three at least. So Apple doesn't really like the fact that Meta has the ability to track people, but not just Meta as a company, its advertisers and its users. So somebody like me and you have the ability to track and follow people around social media and the internet and get data on their behaviors and stuff like that. Um, and so because of that, that's why that whole iOS update came out. What 2021, I believe it was, right? When you download a new app, you have that pop up that says, ask to track, yes or no. Most people say no,
Yep.
which affects advertisers' ability to, track people on social media. So as far as like the root cause of it, I really don't know why it's been like that. But it's like if you just like go on Google or YouTube and just go down a rabbit hole, you definitely see that there is some beef between Zuckerberg and Tim Cook and even Steve Jobs. Like, but yeah, it's just always been that power struggle there for some reason.
Yeah, especially for one, I would say it's always about power and money, right? But then like the VR battle, and there's other things at play, right? With the who's gonna have the VR headset and goggles and all
Oh
this
yeah.
stuff, and so maybe it's like, hey, let's just hit them where every little place that we can. Let's make it difficult for them because the opposite, you can go to another way. It's so funny. We were talking about all these ways to avoid fees. You could just get an Android. Now we're not telling you to do that or whatever. Like, but I mean, it's not the problem with Androids, right? Now we still want you to use Ad Manager though. But I'm just saying.
Yeah, not for sure. I think honestly, I just think it's that battle of the tech sector. Like, Apple has been the leader since what 2005, maybe in the tech space as far as like phones, computers, music, and stuff like that. And Meta owns like a lot of the data. You know what I mean? And it's crazy because Facebook is always going to be on the losing side of it because Apple has the software, the operating system, right? So it's like you download it through the App Store. So they're always going to have the authority over Facebook. On the flip side of that, Apple would never get rid of Facebook because of the data. It has so much data. There's so many users on Facebook and Instagram that if you took that out of the App Store, like that would be detrimental to Apple. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So they both need each other, but I do think because to your point with the VR stuff, that's another point. Like you see the what is it, the Quest, and then you got Apple got theirs, and they drop at the same time, and then it's
Yep.
like this comparison. So even with that, it's just that battle of the elite, the battle of like who's gonna run the tech space for the next 100 years. You know what I mean? So we're really like seeing that today. So it's dope to see.
Yo, listen, I appreciate you coming on here, like with this emergency podcast. By the way, look, I'm on here. I'm so excited. I even have my light on. Now, look, I'm about to be at the end of the show. Now I got my light on, bro. But listen, so for people who don't know why they like, first of all, I don't know why they don't follow you, but if they don't know, tell them where they can follow you, where they can connect with you at.
Yeah, so follow me on IG, Don Digital 215. I'm super active. I need to post more on my page, but I'm super active in my stories. But yeah, if you guys need any help with ads, lead gen, automations, anything you pretty much need to do to scale and operate your business, shoot me a DM. Yeah, but you can find me on IG.
Or you can find him here because listen, he don't know, but he's like anytime he on here, I need to make him a regular guest because you know what I'm saying, when we got breaking news, I'm gonna call him up like, hey, we need an emergency show, bro. But listen, bro, I appreciate it. If you guys haven't already please go follow him. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. We go live not just for breaking news, but we do Monday through Wednesday. We go live with your favorite creators, content creators, people, experts like Don, where we come on and we talk about everything that relates to marketing, social media, brand deals, and everything like that. Plus, I have a lot of people in the health and wellness space, so I'll give you a little bit of inspiration and things like that because that's just part of my life too. So, any last words for the people before we get out of here, Don?
Listen, man, stop boosting those posts. Get in the ads manager. I've been saying this for years. Go into the ads manager. Maybe this will be a wake-up call for everybody. Go into the ads manager and just take advantage of these $1 million tools, man. Just please, 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 for your own sake and for the well-being of you, your family. I want everybody to make
your pockets.
I want everybody to make 6 figures a month. So it's like the quickest way to do that is to go through the ads manager, set up your ads, stop being lazy. If you don't know, now you know because CJ brought it to you. So there's no excuses for you guys to still be boosting posts. So get in that ads manager.
There you go. Get in the ads manager. Share this, by the way. Share this with like 3 people. Tag some people. Comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, peace out until next time, y'all.
Peace.